welcome back to what's Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Object 261. It's the Tier 10 Soviet SPG, and we're located on the northeast spawn of Glacier under the command of UKSkaface. Now the countdown is proceeding, and battle has started. Now the Object 261 is actually designed based on the hull and chassis of the IS-7. Now they never actually put this one into production. It never got built, but it was proposed. As you can see, it's got an 18cm gun with alpha damage of 900. So it's not as powerful as the 203mm B4 howitzer, but it's got a better fire rate. Okay, he's carefully taking it through the trees to find his spots. And looks like he's going to fire from here and aiming towards the aircraft carrier ramp. But we've seen a T-44-100 turn up. This is a tier 10 game on the 357 matchup, so he's going to be up against some tier 8s and tier 9s as well as some tier 10s. As you can see, a big contingent's gone towards the northwest corner. But he's waiting for a target to turn up near that rock. So I think that T-44-100 just popped up to get some early spots. And we've now got a target down in the south. It's a Batchat 25 ton. It's the tier 9 French medium with the autoloader. And he's very carefully hiding behind that rock at the moment. He knows he can't be hit. So long as he's hiding behind it. He might be able to get splashed, but he's basically blocking our guys moving. Oh, and he's been joined by an Object 430U. Now that's a very dangerous medium, and we get a lovely hit on it. UKSkaface gets a shot onto him for 295 hit points, stuns him. He's pulling back. Reload time 25 seconds. The 203mm B4 would actually have a reload closer to 30 seconds or thereabouts, so it's faster reload, but of course it's got less hitting power. He's fired another round of that 430U, splashed him this time for 116. He's been stunned again. Now I know a lot of people would say the Batchat's probably the bigger threat than the Object 430U, but in experience I've seen that Object 430Us can be very, very dangerous. Except of course that one is now dead. He took some fire and we've obviously picked up some stun assist off that. And that round definitely hit target, so there's definitely an enemy there. And according to the screen, it's probably a Wizzy 120. But we've got a T-30 in sight now, and that's an American tank destroyer, tier 9, with the 155mm gun. We're just waiting for the load to complete. We're lining up a shot on him. We should be able to give him a nasty surprise when he gets hit by one of our shells. Unfortunately, one of our T-55As has gone in, unfortunately, and so we can't get a shot there. If we had fired, we would have taken out our own teammate. And Arty, well, it's very difficult for Arty to take shots like that without actually upsetting somebody. And there's the Wizzy 120, and yes, he is missing some hit points. UKSkaface puts another round in there, 306 hit points of splash. And there's Calibre there as well. But he's 100%, so he hasn't been touched yet. There's the Batchat. And the Batchat's now in the open. We're almost loaded. Rounds out on that corner. Oh, beautiful shot! 869 hit points. Wipes out the Batchat with one shot. Perfect. It must have been a penetration right onto his roof. He was at an angle. The shell must have come in, struck the weak armor on top of him, and wiped him out. Marvelous work. Always love those sort of shots where you get a really good shot, good roll, and it wipes out a difficult and dangerous enemy. Well, the Carnarvon's been touched now, and we've stunned him as well. We're doing well in the northwest corner. Even though the scores are fairly even, we're almost loaded. And the Wizzy 120 is dead. Now, can we get a shot on that Carnarvon to ruin his day? Rounds out. We're going to splash him. Yep, 207. It all counts. And of course the stun really does count, because it slows them down and that makes them vulnerable, and our teammates then get damage on them. He's now a splash kill. We could put a round in there and take him out the game, and it looks like he's backed himself into that corner as a last stand, and he's trying to get back down the hill, and that is going to make him vulnerable to one of our shots, because after all, that's what happened to the Batch at 12. Oh, we got him! Splash kill for UKSkaface on the Calibre Action 10. And now he's switching round to targets on the west side of the map, because they've pushed everyone back from the northwest corner. Our team are now free to move from the southeast corner, and we can do some damage to these enemy tanks as they retreat. We're loaded, but we haven't got a shot in the IS-7 just yet. He's too far away for a splash kill, and you can see the red line extends from the, or did extend from the rock, which shows that, yeah, if we had fired, we'd just hit the rock at that point, but, yep, and we'd hit the rock there, so we can't get a splash on him just yet. We're getting close. If he keeps backing up, we might be able to get him. We just lost a couple of tanks though. We lost a VK-101P and a Charioteer. So the enemy is still putting up some resistance, and it looks to me like they might be in grid square H5. That little defensive point. No, it's a Wizzy 1201FT there, and that was what was causing the problem. We've got a shot. In fact, there's a Samura in there. We're firing a round in, and we splash both of them. So that was a good shot, but unfortunately we've lost a fair number of our assault team, and our Object 430U has just been killed by the Wizzy 120. We've only got 2 members of that assault team. One's pulled back altogether, and the other one, well, he's just sitting there. I don't think we're going to fire, because we've only got 9 rounds left at the moment. It will be a speculative shot firing right now, because we don't know where those the Samura and the Wizzy 120 are. They might redeploy, but we've got a target we can hit, and that's a Waffenträger Aufpanzer 4, a tier 9 German tank destroyer. Virtually no armor, so if we hit it with a round, it's certainly going to hurt. And that splashed it. That's bound to have done damage to him if he's behind that rock. Still can't get a shot in the IS-7. Now you'll notice that UKSkaface is using a technique which we've learned at Arty Noobs, which we try to teach all Arty players to do. It's if you hold down your control key and you click on the minimap, put your cursor over the minimap where you want to look, and you can go there directly, and that means you can speed up the aiming, and the vehicle will just slew round to look at the target. Okay, he's done that. Samura rounds out. This looks good. Direct hit on the Samura, and he's immediately killed by the Pantera. So we picked up some damage and some damage assist there. I think it was actually stun assist, but beautiful shot right into his rear. And that means the Wizzy 1201FT is probably the only defender on that side. There's still 6 enemy out there. There's 6 on our team as well, so scores are fairly even. Now UKSkaface is indicating where he saw the Wizzy 120 last time, and the Pantera's moving up, and so's the Conway. Now if they can get some spots on the enemy, it will be at some risk, but if they can, UKSkaface can put a round in there and do some damage to them. He's indicating the spot again, trying to tell the team, go look there. There he is. Yes, he is there. Rounds out, and the Wizzy 120 took some damage, and he's been stunned. And UKSkaface is relocating just around the rock so he can get a better angle. And the enemy Arty has been found. It's a Conqueror gun carriage, and he's been killed. Pantera got him. So now we're going to try and get this Wizzy 120. We're loaded now. Ready to go. Dialed in. Rounds out. Splashes in for 121. The Pantera comes up behind the Wizzy 120 and does a Klaus Kellerman. Shoots him in the ass. Yes. And another one, please. That's got him. Now that Pantera will be now free to go after that Waffenträger. And after that, he'll be able to take out the last remaining enemy, which of course are, well, if I have a look actually, which ones are there? Oh, we've got a Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger, an UDES 03, and an IS-7. Well, the IS-7 was last seen at that rock in E1. And the Waffenträger appears to have moved up with him, but that still leaves the Borsig and the UDES. And they may have been the guys who were actually taking out shots, because they've both got kills. They may have been some of the guys who were taking out some of our tanks that are on the southeast route. We've only got the Pantera down there now. I think he's going to hold his position there for the moment. Okay, the IS-7's moved up towards the aircraft carrier again. We've got an IS-3A there, so we've got something with a bit of power, and he's up on top of the carrier. And we've also got a Borsig and a 50 TP. And I think the IS-3 would be better off actually getting off the carrier and going after the IS-7 on the ground. Just as a side note, at this moment, actually, it'd probably be a great idea to relocate further south, because you'll get better angles on the Waffenträger Aufpanzerführer and the IS-7. And there's the Waffenträger. And have we got a shot? Oh, we just lost the IS-3A to the... Oh, he crashed. He came off the carrier, and the Waffenträger's just been taken out by our Borsig. Their IS-7's pulling back. The 50 TP was also on the aircraft carrier. Oh, don't back off the carrier. You'll die if you do. It looks like those heavies went up onto the aircraft carrier thinking that would be a good idea, and it just didn't work out for the IS-3A. There is a place where you can slide down, but it's actually south of the aircraft carrier island. Pantera's gone down to the lake, and he's moving around the outside, so he can stay below the gun depression of the Borsig on the enemy team and the UDES. And hopefully he might be able to find them. If not, he might be able to get shots on the rear of that IS-7. He's in position. Has he got shots on the IS-7? He has seen him, or at least somebody's seen him. UKSkaface is aiming ahead of where he thinks the Pantera is going to go, anticipating he's going to attack. Oh, we just lost the Borsig, and he was killed by the UDES, which means the UDES must be somewhere on the one line, right in the south, one column, I should say, in the south. And he took the spotting information from the IS-7 to take the shot. Yes, there's the UDES. He is on the one line. There we go. UKSkaface dialing in. Rounds out. Here we go. Lovely direct hit for 384. He's stunned. Is he taking damage though? Not really. Here comes the Borsig. We found the Borsig as well. Is the Pantera unloaded? That's the problem. The Borsig's taken a shot, so he's on a long reload, and unfortunately he just took out our Pantera. But we're going to go for the UDES, I think. One round out. Looks good. Yes, direct hit. 446. But there's only two left on our team now. UKSkaface and that 50 TP. Now we can splash kill the UDES. He's put himself in a position. We're almost loaded. We've only got 3 rounds left though. This is going to be close. That's the last minute on the clock. And we splash killed the UDES. Nice shot. That means there's only 2 left on the enemy team. The IS-7 and the Borsig. Now we don't know where the Borsig is. Scarface is indicating where he thinks he was last seen. But he can't see the IS-7 or the Borsig. Well, this is looking like it's going to end up a draw. Unless the 50 TP gets shots on both of the enemy in the next few seconds, it's all going to be over with a draw. Yeah, 10 seconds to go. Less than 10 seconds now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've run out of time. It's a draw. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's the first class tank for UKSkaface in the Object 261. In fact, it's the first class tank he's managed to get in this vehicle. He also managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 18. A Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points for his own vehicle. And he got the High Calibre for dealing the most damage overall. He got a win 8 for the game of 5,335. Let's have a look at the team score. Top of the table, 4,461 base experience points. When it came to kills, well, he didn't get the highest amount. They went to the Pantera. He got 4 kills before he was killed. And then came UKSkaface with 3, along with 3 of the enemy team, who also got 3. And when it came to base XP, it was UKSkaface. He got 609 base experience points. And the Pantera managed to get 533. But the Wizzy 1201 on the FT on the enemy team managed to get 550 with his 3 kills. Let's have a look at detail report. He fired 16 shots during that game, so he only had 2 shells left at the end of the game because there's only 18 in the magazine. He got 6 direct hits, some 1 penetration, and 18 splash. And I think the penetration is more than likely that batch hack because he really did go up like 800 points in just 1 shot. It must have penetrated and destroyed him that way. Splash damage on 18. Damage of 4,461 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 3 of them, and did damage stun assistance of 2,041 hit points of 16 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 63,540 credits, got 6,839 for courageous resistance because he got an epic medal in a draw or losing game, and that brought his total to 70,379. And after resupply of ammunition and consumables, he took away 18,699 credits. He received 9 bonds for the awards for getting the Gore's medal and the High Calibre, and he also earned 913 XP, 558 for the courageous resistance, took away 1,471 experience points altogether. So another great battle by UKSkaface, and just a pity he ran out of time. And if only that IS-3A had come down from the top of the carrier and actually fought on the ground, it might have been easier for him to get at that IS-7, but being up on that carrier does sort of like limit your options. If you poke out to try and see where the enemy are, you suddenly get shot by a tank destroyer. So, you know, it does sort of like limit your capabilities. But in the end, well, at least it was a draw, not a loss. If you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.